What's up YouTube? Kyle here with KGB Knives. Welcome back. Alright, so in today's video I'm going to be going over the program that I use to design up my knives, the design of the neck knife, and how I go about profiling a neck knife. Alright, so the program that I use is called DraftSight. There's two versions, a free version and a version you have to pay for. Go ahead and grab the free version. You can do a lot of stuff with it. If you want to find out any more information about that program, check out Ep1 Knives. He has about an hour-long video that he goes on how to design a folding knife. A lot of great knowledge, and it'll really show you how to use the program. A few of the things that I like about the program is you can change the color of the layer. So basically, you can make your steel or your blade template a different color from your handle, or if you're doing a folder knife, you can make it your blade a different color from your locking mechanism, from your back spacer, from your handle. So it's really, you can do a lot of stuff with it to differentiate what part's what. Another great thing that I like about it is you can set up dimensions on there, so you're able to, you can measure out how long your blade's going to be, you can measure out how long your handle's going to be, your thickness of your material, your width of your material, so it makes it really easy at knowing what your dimensions are for the blade or for the steel that you're going to be using. It's also great for if you have a customer that you're doing a custom piece for. When you're done designing up the blade, you can just go ahead and screenshot it, send it to them in an email, and they can see everything that you're seeing, and they can say, hey, I want the handle to be longer, shorter, and it's really great for that. Also, one of the number one things I like about it is when I'm done making the blade, I just save it on my desktop, and when I want to make the blade or somebody orders one, all I have to do is go on my computer, print it out, and it prints out the exact scale that I designed it for on the computer. So it just prints it right out. I don't have to worry about saving them in a drawer or saving templates in a drawer or anything like that. And just get on here and print it out and use it right away. Makes it really easy for cataloging all the different types of and styles of blades that you make. But alright, that's enough about that. Now we're going to go ahead and go over to the other bench, and I'll show you how I clean up the steel and glue the template on. Okay, so for this blade I'm going to be using Ep1 tool steel. A little trick I learned for it was to mark your steel with what type it is. So on this one I have written on there Ep1. It's a lot easier to keep track of what type of steel you have when you have 1095, W2, S35, any kind of different steel that's out there, just so you don't mix it up and you know what you're heat treating. Next I'm going to be just cutting the template out of the paper and putting it to the side. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the steel with some acetone. It just gets all the dirt and the grime and things like that so that your template has a better bond. After that I'll spray the adhesive on there. Once you spray them, you go ahead and let them sit for about a minute, and then you stick them together. Make sure you press firmly and kind of rub it all over to get any air bubbles out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead here and punch out our holes. Yeah, so basically it's pretty simple. Some people you can put little center points on these holes on the design program. I don't find it necessary. Just eyeballing it pretty much does the trick. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and go over to the drill press and drill out these holes. So here we go. Alright, I got my 16th inch drill bit in there, just wiping down the table. And put my steel back up on, and here we go. Alright, so I got my 1/4 inch bit in there, and go ahead and drill out this first hole, which will stay 1/4 inch, and I'll drill out this back hole to 1/4 inch, and then I'll go from there. These stepper drills, they last a long time and they cut real quick. Alright, so I've got it all clamped up in here, this way I don't get the old helicopter going on, and I'll go ahead and I'll step it up to about 1/2 inch. And that's how quick that hole drilled out, up to a 1/2 inch in less than a minute. Alright, so I did this off camera, but what I found was with what I'm about to do now with this mill right here, with this end mill, is it'll cause this paper to kind of rip up a little bit, and sometimes it's a little hard to find my line when it comes to actually profile. So if you look here on the back, I just hit it with a little bit of Dicom and scribe some lines to follow when I'm using the end mill here. We're all chalked up in here, and we're going to go ahead and make our first pass. Alright, so now we have this slot cut out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take my little file here and clean up this slot that I milled out. Alright, so there we go. We have all of our holes drilled. We have our slot made. Now that's all left to do is cut it out with the bandsaw and then profile it on the grinder. Now that we got that all done and out of the way, we're going to go ahead and cut out the profile of the blade on the bandsaw, make quick work of it, and then we'll get over to grinding. Alright, now that was a lot of fun, and we have our profile roughed out here with the bandsaw. It's a very rough profile, but once we get it on that grinder, we'll line it up and we'll get it looking real nice and sweet. Alright, let's go ahead and knock this profile out on the grinder. We'll go ahead and we'll do these flats here and here, and then we'll go ahead and put in the small contact wheel and contour this area and this area right here. Alright, enough talking, let's grind. Alright, I got my small contact wheel on here. I got the smallest contact wheel that I have on there right now. We'll go ahead and do this choil area. Then we'll switch it out, put the biggest contact wheel that I have. And we'll do this little finger groove right here on the handle. And then that'll be it for the profiling on this blade. probably hear the train that's getting ready to pass by the house pretty close. But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for sticking around. We finished the profiling on this blade. The only thing we're going to do before heat treat now is we'll put the bevels on. I'll show you guys how I do that on the next video. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, or comment on this video. Thanks again for tuning in, and hope to see you next week.